Morning Feedfeed community. I'm Ashley from Nourish Me Mum, and I'm here to make my 5-minute breakfast crunch cereal. A little bit about me: you can find me on Instagram at Nourish Me Mum, where I do gluten, dairy, and refined sugar-free treats, smoothies, snacks, salads, and more. I am also an editor at the Feedfeed. I edit the allergy-friendly feed. You can find that at feedfeed.info, recipes free from the top 8 allergens. So this morning we're going to be making 5-minute breakfast crunch cereal. It's a really simple recipe and I hope you love it. So let's get started. For this recipe we have a few simple ingredients. I have some puffed quinoa, some shredded coconut, a good quality maple syrup, some almond butter, coconut oil, vanilla. Typically the recipe calls for puffed buckwheat, but I am in beautiful northern Ontario, Canada, on a lake at a cottage, and what we found was some puffed rice. So this is a really simple recipe. I have a couple of helpers today. This is my daughter Charlotte and my cousin Megan. Hi. And they're going to be helping us make the cereal. So we're going to start by using a large bowl to mix our coconut, quinoa, and rice. Yep, so we're going to put it all in together. So we have our rice, our shredded coconut, we'll dump that in, and we'll put in the puffed quinoa. So we're just stirring everything together, that puffed quinoa, puffed rice, and coconut. So I'm using the puffed rice today, like I mentioned. Typically it would be puffed buckwheat, but the great thing about this recipe is you can use any puffed cereal. So puffed millet, puffed amaranth, all. So we've reluctantly moved inside to the kitchen. It's a gorgeous day out there on the lake, but I have a small pot and a baking sheet lined with parchment paper. So you just want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit or about 170 degrees Celsius. So in a small pot on the stove on low heat, we are going to add our coconut oil and almond butter. So we have a 1/4 cup of almond butter and we're adding 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. We have 1 and 2. So we've added a 1/4 cup of maple syrup, but you can use rice malt syrup if you prefer, or honey, any liquid sweetener of your choice. So you just want to stir and melt together that coconut oil, almond butter, and maple syrup. Just on a low heat, it will only take about 1 minute. Now we're just going to add a pinch of sea salt and a teaspoon of vanilla. So now that our mix is melted, we're just going to go ahead and pour that into our cereal mix. Then you just want to mix everything together, making sure your cereal mix is well coated with that nut butter and coconut oil. So you just want to pour your cereal mixture onto your baking sheet and then just spread it out into a flat, thin layer. So you want to keep one single flat layer and keep it all connected, pressed down like you would a raw cake base or a granola bar. That's going to give us some good clusters. So we're going to go ahead and pop our cereal in the oven. It's 350 degrees and we are going to put it in for about 3 minutes and then check it. So we're just checking it at the 3-minute mark. You can see it's getting nice and brown around the edges, getting a little bit crunchy. I'm just going to leave it for 1 more minute. So I just pulled the cereal out of the oven. It's a nice even golden color and it's a bit brown around the edges. So it's all done in about 4.5 minutes. So we want to let our cereal completely cool on the baking sheet so that we can maintain those clusters and have a nice crunchy cereal. So the best part about making your own cereal is that you can control the quality of the ingredients as well as the sugar content, which is really important for kids. So definitely give it a go and get the kids involved, and have a great easy recipe to get the kids involved or to play around with using different puffed cereals. If you don't need nut-free, you can add nuts. It's really fun to make your own cereal, and it's definitely also the healthier option. So have fun with the recipe, play around, start with the base, and then make up your own flavor combinations. So now that our cereal is cool, we're just going to break it up by folding the parchment in on itself, just like this. And then you're going to end up with these bigger clusters of cereal that you can just break into smaller pieces. So there it is, a tray of 5-minute breakfast crunch cereal. Without the help of littles, it's a bit faster to make, and it's so simple that we could make it in a cottage kitchen. It's actually so delicious to eat just like this. It's hard not to eat it all before it hits the cereal bowl because the coconut, puffed quinoa, that almond butter, maple syrup. And now we are all going to enjoy the fruits of our labor and have some cereal with some blueberries and strawberries on the lake. Happy Sunday! Perfect with strawberries, blueberries, and some almond milk and a coffee on this beautiful Sunday morning. Happy Sunday, everybody! You can find the full recipe by simply searching breakfast at nourishmemum.com. A big thanks to my helpers today, Charlotte and Megan. Charlotte's really enjoying her cereal. Is that good, honey? If you would like to do a Feedfeed Snapchat takeover, just send your idea to this account, the Feedfeed, for your opportunity to do a takeover. That's it from me today, guys. Cheers and happy Sunday, and come visit me at Nourish Me Mum.